David Harris and Sashi Nisankarao. We're going to talk about a very special event. It's an evening of original jazz presented by Mr. David Harris. We're going to talk about the reasons why and everything else. This is a concert that's benefiting the ReelAbilities Houston Film and Arts Festival. David and Sashi, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Great for you guys to be here. So where do we even begin? For those that don't know, and whoever wants to take this question, please, the ReelAbilities Film and Arts Festival, this has been going on, as I understand it, 10 years in Houston. And what's the purpose?
Yeah, so I'll take that question. It's actually sponsored by the JFS, Alexander Institute for Inclusion, and it's partnering with the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities. And I have been fortunate enough to have been a part of it since 2018. And it's just, it's 3 weeks of like film and art and wonderful speakers who come in and talk about, issues that are important to not only just the disability community, but all around us, right? The allies. And so it's a great way for everyone to come out and support. And the festival culminates the last day in real music, and that's where I've gotten involved as a singer, getting to play with some really cool artists and a live band. So,
and David, to that end, I mean, you're sharing your art along with everyone.
I am.
And why was that important to you?
Well, it's one of the few things I've got to share, Owen. Most importantly, I'm certainly happy to be there and sharing what I do, but I will be joined by some of the top musicians in Houston.
Okay. Okay, so tell us how this evening is going to go. This is September 7th.
September 7th.
So that's in a little over a week.
Exactly.
Exactly 1 week.
Yeah, today's Thursday. A week from today.
And so this is from shows past, I guess, here? This video we're watching?
Yeah.
Okay, so how does this evening go? How does this unfold?
Well, I am a compulsive composer. I've written probably 3,000 pieces of music, and we're going to do a handful of them featuring guest artists, including Sashi, including the great Paul English and David Caceres, wonderful musicians. Houston is we're the fourth largest city, and we are a fount of musical and artistic talent. And unfortunately, there are not a lot of venues for top musicians to perform here.
And where is this venue where this show will be?
This will be at probably the newest venue in Houston. It's called Match, Midtown Arts and Theater Complex. It's 3400 Main. It's just west of downtown. It's a great venue. I think it's about a 250 capacity theater, and it's almost sold out. So people should get online and get their tickets.
Sashi, what do you love about that? You're going to be singing, right?
Yeah,
so what do you love about that experience, being on stage, playing with David and the rest of the group, right?
I'm just so excited. Anytime I get the opportunity to sing with a live band, it's so big. And for a singer, especially for this event, this is an original from David, and so I've never sang it before. And so having to learn, the arrangement and the vocals, and then, rehearsing only a few days before, there's a huge rush that, it's exciting,
Does it
right?
give you an adrenaline rush?
Yeah, when you're on stage, I think it does. Yeah. But it's just fun as a singer to do something new and to challenge yourself and go kind of a little bit out of the comfort zone that I've been accustomed to, right? So.
And this will be way outside my comfort zone.
Is that right?
Because I do a concert about once every 25 years. So.
How come? What's the story behind it?
It takes a lot of time to do it right.
Is that right?
And I have a day job, so it's tough.
All right. But then a little bit more back to ReelAbilities, though, and why what they do is so important to you. I mean, I understand it's a festival, so there's a lot of sharing, you said, of art, but it's sharing of stories and really of people sharing themselves with other people.
Yeah. It takes a certain level of vulnerability, I think, for somebody to talk about their experience with disability, whether they have one or whether they know someone who has one. And during these panel discussions and talks that people will give, they really open up about their, you know, experiences and the issues that matter to them. And then, you know, as an artist, like whether you're doing visual arts or, you know, singing or dance or film, because they curate, there's like several nights of curated short films and long form films that are shown. People are really telling some really personal stories, right, from all over the world, and you can connect with that no matter where you're coming from, I think. So.
Everybody can connect with that, right?
Yeah.
Now, David, this is an album release for you
Yes,
too
it
next
is.
week. So tell us a little about the album. If you
Well,
don't mind.
this is my first album in about 30 years, and it's all original material that I composed. It's primarily jazz oriented, and it's called "You Loved Me Then." It's kind of a wistful title. I'm a very happy person, by the way. For whatever reason, I get at the piano and start composing, and out comes this sad stuff. So
it's in there
knows why.
somewhere.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So it was produced by my dear friend Paul English. We brought in some of the best musicians in the country, actually in the world. The vocalist, we actually flew in from Latvia. She's the top jazz singer in Latvia, and she was wonderful.
Wow.
And the album will be coming out about a week or so after the concert, but we'll make sure that every attendee gets a copy of it.
That's beautiful. And then, of course, really the purpose of the concert is raising money.
Exactly.
Right. Sashi, I saw on your LinkedIn page, you have written, "Access is key."
Yeah.
And I think when we speak about people with disabilities, how important is that?
It's so important. You know, just aside from complying with laws like the ADA and fair housing and all those, you know, kinds of laws, accessibility is something that, you know, regardless of any law that you're trying to comply with, makes a huge difference in someone's ability to go out and work and, you know, make a meaningful difference in their community and be social. And so the reason I put it there was just because it's short and it gets to the point that that has to be a priority for anyone, right? For a business, for an employer, for a city, for a county. It has to be, when you make things more accessible to people with disabilities, you are making them more accessible for everyone.
Right.
So.
And you put no limitations or qualifications on it. It's access is key.
Yeah.
Period. And it's so beautifully said. David Harris and Sashi Nisankarao, thanks for coming in, and I wish you the best next week. Did we put a little graphic, Deb, with some of the info, or did we not? Because I'm sorry, we didn't. Okay. Because we got to click to Houston. We'll put the article up because I just want to remind folks it's next Thursday.
Next Thursday,
The 7th.
7:30 p.m. at Match. Be there.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thanks,
Quick
Owen.
break, and we'll be right back.